Once again to my another brand new tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm gonna talk about what are tasks, what are launch modes, and I will also dealing about how to set the launch mode of an activity. So I will be giving a brief demonstration about how to use the different launch modes in our activity. So let's not waste the time and let's jump right on to the topic. So okay, what is the first thing is like till now we have been using like various standard behavior for creating activities and moving from one activity to the next, right? So you just were using like standard behavior for creating activities, like and moving from one activity to the next in a standard way. But actually you can use different modes from moving from one activity to another, and these are called launch modes. Okay, it's like a way of launching your activity from one activity to another one. Like how do you differentiate, how do you modify your launch modes, what are the different kinds of launch mode available in Android. So I will be discussing about this thing. So this is the main concept of or the main topic of today. And as you know that when you open the app from the launcher, like with the default standard behavior, it creates its own task. Okay, and each activity you create is added to the backstack. So every activity you create is added to the backstack when it's launched another new activity. So there is something like when it comes back, like your backstack is popped up. So it's like it pretty much works like a stack, like one stack after another one. So it's like the as you know, the standard stack algorithm, like one after another one. So it's like stacked. Okay, the activities are stacked one after another when it is launched from another activity. So uh, for example, if you open two or three activities or any number of activities, so one activity will be stacked when it opens the second activity. So second activity will be stacked when it opens the third activity, and third activity will be stacked when it opens the fourth activity, and so on. So similar process goes on to the infinite number of activities that you keep on opening. Okay, so and similarly if you press the button, the stack is popped up. So you will open the previous activity, and similarly the stack the repetitive cycle goes on until you open your like home screen. Okay, so it just the backstack keeps on opening your home stack, right? So let me give you the pretty much the demonstration. Like I have a lot of stack activity. Like it keeps on popping. Like if I open this activity, if I open this activity, if I open C activity, right, when I press back, I'll be opening the stacked activity. Like you see, I'll be opening the stack that is the previous activity, and finally I'll be opening the home screen. And even if you press back, your application will be pretty much closed, right? So this is the normal process. Okay, so what is our concept? I want to make you understand the concept of the standard mode that we have been using. Actually it is a very default. If you don't specify any mode of launching your activity, then by default the standard mode of launching your activities will be happening in the Android. Okay, so this is the normal standard mode. You see A B C, and then back B A, and finally back to the home screen and pop back, I mean like close the activity. Okay, yes, it's not closing actually. It's like you see you have still the app activity in the background. So like when you still close back, like you still have the activity in the background. Okay, it's not closing actually. Okay, so um, okay, so for some application you want to, for example, you want to change the behavior, you don't want the standard behavior, right? So how can we do that, and what is the another available options? So the another available options, if you want to change the behavior, is like you can use called SingleTop. Okay, there is a another launch mode, which is called single top. So single top activity when it is launched is the it means like uh, when you recently add the activity, then the same activity will be launched again, so it doesn't create the new activity. So this is the purpose of a single top. Okay, so the main idea of another this single top, which is another launch mode, is pretty much it's not creating each time, it's pretty much very like it will consume a lot of resources if you want to create each and every time new activities, right? For example, if I press a like for example, if I press a and I press A again, the same activity is created again. If I press A again, the same activity is created, right? You see, if I move back, you see, three times I'm repeating the same activity, because the same new activity is tagged one after another in the standard mechanism, and I want to like optimize this kind of behavior of launching the activity, and the the most probable solution is single top. Okay, what I am trying to explain here right now, guys. Okay, and how does it works? It's pretty much like it will not create a new activity. For example, if you launch a new activity, like it will not be launched, so like if one activity one is called, then when you click activity one again, then it will not be launched. Okay, so then what happens in the scenario is like pretty much the same activity is being like you use the this concept called a new intent to use the already created intent to launch the activity. Okay, so you receive an intent and you can then process the intent as we do it in onCreate. Okay, so this is the concept. I will be demonstrating this programmatically how we will implement this one. For the exam, for the moment I have just these raw codes, which I have like first thing is like I have a launch mode activity, which is pretty much, this is the launch mode activity, which is pretty much launching different modes. I have two modes for the moment. But before starting my programming tutorial, I'm like my demonstration example, I want to also say that there is not only two modes, there are also multiple other modes. Like there are actually 5 different modes that has been explained in developers.android.com, and which you can pretty much learn from here. The launch mode, there are like not only single top and standard, but we have like single task, single instance, and single instance per task. So these modes are actually they have different purposes, but I pretty much suggest you guys, if you want to learn more about these modes, these extra 3 modes, you can just pretty much go through this tutorial and learn more about it. But for the moment, our pretty much useful, one of the useful cases is like standard mode and a single top mode. Okay, which is pretty much single top is more optimized way of launching the activity. Okay, so I want to demonstrate this single top, and I will be using it right now. So, and we'll be understanding programmatically. Okay, so programmatically I have a launch mode activity, which is this one. It consists of as you explore launch mode, you have two layouts, which is a letters layout and numbers layout, which is pretty much, this is a letters layout and this is a numbers layout, as you can see here. And then pretty much when I click, it will be launching new activities, right? You see respective activities, like if you, there is a condition which pretty much launches activity A, B, C on basis of which button you have clicked, and activity 1, 2 and 3 on basis of which you have clicked. Okay, so this is a pretty simple application, and I have created the respective activities, and this respective activities will also have their following buttons conditionally launching more other activities, like in repeatedly in the loop. Okay, not say, let's not say it a loop, but it's like pretty much a repetitive process of launching many like activities on basis of which you have clicked, right? Okay, so being said that, and let's explore on how do we launch our different modes, right? So the most important concept that we have to understand in launching your activity is understanding our manifest. Okay, so as you can see here, we have an Android manifest file, and you can pretty much launch your mode here. Okay, you can pretty much like you can pretty much declare your launch modes here. Like you can just say uh, like like standard is A, B, and C. So I will just define it as a, or even if I don't define it, it will, the by default it will be the standard mode. So launch mode is standard. Okay, but let me define it standard. Okay, let me close this for the moment. And launch mode is standard, but for activity 1, 2, and 3, there are, I want to make a launch mode of single top. Okay, and similarly the launch mode of single top is here, and launch mode single top is here. So voila guys, so this is pretty simple how to change your launch modes. And then I will just run my application again, and pretty much we are good to go. And then what I will be doing is I will be pretty much going to my, I have actually for I have added some logging messages here, so that I can log each and every activity launch. So the first thing is I will be using the standard modes, like for example, okay, let me log first activity 1. Okay, I will be launching activity, okay, let me clear the, so I'll be launching activity A, I'll be launching activity A again, I will be launching activity B, I will be launching activity B again, and I will be launching activity uh, C, and I will be launching activity C. Okay, let me debug on create. As you can see, like each time you have, I have actually clicked 3 times. You see, 3 times I have received on create. So actually you see uh, like um, uh, like new activities are getting created, as you can see here, right? So each click creates new activity. So actually I have clicked 6 times and 6 different activities were created. So this is okay. Oh, you see, 6 times I have clicked, and finally it has returned to the home screen. So I will cancel this one. Now I will use the single top and see the information. Once it is created on create, okay, it's, I clicked it again, so there was no on create. Then I have clicked twice, I clicked it again, you see there is no on create. Then finally I clicked 3, and then again I clicked it, and like on create was not clear. So you see it, the new activities are created just once, and now I click this 2 as I create a new one, this one I create a new one. So I will just pretty much clicking on back 1 2 3 4 5 yeah, on the 5th time you see it's been created. So I'll be also checking like in number activity 1, like I have actually created on in new intents. So actually new, you see 3 times the new intent was called. That means there were, I clicked it single top, I clicked it 10 times, and 3 times there it was the repetitive activities were not created a new new activities were not created each time. If there is already a the existing intent, then it was reutilizing the intent to create the activity. So a new activity were not being created. So yeah, so this is the concept that I want to explain, is like single top will pretty much reutilize the the activity which is pretty much already created. Okay. uh, so the most recently added activity will be used again. So actually, if it's not like, for example, okay, there might be one confusion, like for example, so if I create click uh, okay, so okay, let me just like re explain the concept so that you will not get the confused. There is a simple slight like you might have one confusion, like because you see I clicked one okay, I want to just cancel this. Okay, okay, I will just want to start everything from the beginning. Okay, so what is the main concept that we have to understand is when I click first time, you create the activity. Okay, but so single top, what it will do, what it will be doing is like it will take the most recently created activity and using the intent, you see, one two, no matter how much I click, it will be using the same on new intent. So if I see on new intent, multiple new intents were called because I was clicking it multiple times, right? So no on new activity was not created. But once you switch the activity to a new activity, and you see you have been creating on create the another one, the new one, and if you switch again to the new activity, then in this case you will again create this the new on create. You see, this is the concept that you have to get uh, you have to take the note of this activity. Okay, this kind of confusions that might occur. So you have the concept, the main concept is like if you create one activity and then if you want to create another like if you click the activity and if you want to move to that activity, then most recently created activity will be used using on new intent. Okay, so this is the concept, guys, and if you have any confusions, just please ask me any questions. And just yeah, if you like my videos, please subscribe and just keep on following and for more videos. And thank you very much, and catch you next in the next video.